meeting is being recorded.
This is Pilleater. Today is January 19th, 2023. I'm here with Cartrell Payne, and tonight we are interviewing, I believe, Ashleigh
Delaney. That's
Delaney.
okay.
Ashleigh Delaney. Okay. Yeah. Cartrell, would you like to lead this?
Yeah. So, let's start off. What was your childhood like? Because you sound like an interesting person.
Okay. My childhood. What was my childhood like? Let's sum it up. Not so good. Not so good. I traveled around a lot. My dad was a drunken trucker, so we moved a lot, and he wasn't a very nice guy. So it was hell. I moved out at like 15.
Wow, that sounds like an interesting life. It almost reminds me of Joey Diaz's life story.
Oh, I don't know who anybody is, so I'm really out of touch. Like I'm a bit of a hick, so I don't know nothing about anybody really. I keep it that way though. I like to keep to myself. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh yeah, I know you said you're from Newfoundland, or however you pronounce that. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Newfies just say Newfoundland, but yeah, I mean, some people say Newfoundland. It doesn't really matter which. Yeah, I was born in Newfoundland. I moved when I was a baby to Ontario for a while, and then we were out in BC for a while. I've lived in just about every single province except for New Brunswick and Prince Edward Island. But I've been to New Brunswick. I've been through it, stayed for like 5 weeks or something on the road with my dad. So I visited it, but I've lived every other province in Canada. So, usually I just kind of say I'm from Canada because, I barely stayed anywhere long enough to say I'm from here or from there. So.
Yeah, I mean, I noticed that your accent sounds like a mixture of different accents.
It is a mixture of different accents. My Newfie only comes out when I'm around other Newfies, or I'm drinking, or I'm angry. Then it comes out. It's kind of like a Newfie Lee Ermey, really, when I'm angry.
Yeah, I know you're friends with my friend Mike Marinacci, who I've known for a long time. So what made you want to friend him on Facebook? Because he is an interesting person.
Yeah, well, actually, it's so funny. I'm actually friends with David Cole, and I only really know Mike through David Cole. I've been friends with David Cole for years, and I just love that guy. And I guess I don't know if Mike sent me a request or I sent him one. I have no idea. And we just started talking on Facebook. He's a funny guy, and I like funny people. Interesting people too are always fun, and he's a very smart, interesting, funny guy.
I mean, yeah, oh yeah, like David Cole is an interesting guy, like a Republican Party animal. That was
yeah.
Oh, you also say you were building aquariums, which is weird. You're like the second person this week I know who's told me they were building an aquarium.
Really? Well, it's built. I don't know. My water got all crappy on me, and I had to change it because my poor fish are all friggin', I don't know what's going on. It's all cloudy, so I had to do a little bit of a water change today. I was like before they all die. And I have a love for animals and plants and living things. I think it just kind of balances out that I'm also a hunter, and so I kill things from time to time. So I think it's my way of kind of giving that back. I mean, I only do for food. I mean, this year I got my first doe, and he's still in the freezer. I'm actually looking at the hide of it right now. I skin it myself. I butcher it myself. I tan the hide. My friend wanted it, so I'm sending her this fucking thing eventually. Sorry, I swear a lot. That's the trucker mouth coming out in me. I hope this isn't a PG rated one.
No, you're fine.
Oh, good.
I met David Cole in LA back in 2019 that summer when I was with Robert Stark and Matt P. And he was a really nice guy. He was supposed to go to MREN of last year and it didn't happen. And yeah, I know he does his video series right now, but I haven't been catching up with Cole. You know, if I'm in
Yeah.
the area, I'll definitely visit him.
He always gives me a really nice shout out on his little video casts. I'm like the loyal fan that watches every single one as soon as it comes out. I know he says he's got like nobody that watches it, but I'm always watching. So every once in a while, it gives me a really cool shout out, you know, and I'm like, thanks, guy, you know, and yeah, I love that man. We're close. I've never been to LA and he's never been this way, so we haven't like hung out as much as we should, you know, but I'm hoping one day one of us is stubborn enough to actually leave our fucking houses and go make that happen, because I feel like it would just be really, really funny to see me in LA. It would just be fucking hilarious because I am so not a city person. Like taking a redneck.
LA is a pretty crazy place. I spent a summer there and it's a different part of America, which feels it's kind of spread out, but it's also very, very sunny and very much in its own fantasy world.
Yeah, some really beautiful coastlines. Like like I said, I've never been there, but some of those coastlines, god damn, they're gorgeous. I come from the other ocean, so it's
but the only downside is the water is surprisingly cold.
Yeah, ours is too. Atlantic, I mean, hell, we sunk the Titanic, right? So yeah, we're pretty you don't jump in the ocean unless you fucking have to, really. It's too fucking cold.
Yeah, you know, I mean, it's not like Hawaii where the water is warm and tropical.
Yeah. See, I don't even think I can handle that. I'm such a northern gal. I think I would die in that kind of heat though. I mean, as beautiful as it is, my plants would love it, but I think that would fucking kill me. That would do me in. I get heat stroke even here, and I'm in like northern Alberta, buried in snow right now, and I love it. I absolutely love the snow. I'd put my fucking bathtub outside if I could in -30, no problem. Love it.
Oh, I hate the cold.
Most people do. I'm a bit of a nut job that way.
Yeah, you know, I would want to live in Australia one day, like live in a desert or something.
Right. See, yeah, I think I'd roast to death there. That would kill me. I need the cold, man. Plus less poisonous things running around in the cold weather. They can't take it. So it's good. I don't have to worry about black widow spiders or fuck all, which is nice because yeah, that would suck, right?
Oh yeah, you must be a ginger because you know they say gingers like have real light skin. They burn easily.
I do. Well, I'm Irish, right? So yeah. You know, I don't really know. I see, you know, David Cole calls me a ginger. I don't see it. I see like mousy brown hair, but he swears up and down I'm a ginger. So I guess maybe I am, but like a very muddy ginger, if that makes any sense, because it's not like bright red by no means. To me, it looks brown, but I guess maybe in the right light. I have no fucking idea.
Oh yeah, you said you left home when you were 15. How did you survive by yourself?
Well, I dropped out of school and got a job. And you know what? I have two really amazing brothers that pretty much raised me, you know, especially my eldest brother. My eldest brother grew up real fast and looked after us. And so by the time I was about 13 or 14, I moved in with my brother for a while. My oldest brother, who is on his own, had a couple of kids. Well, had a kid and a kid on the way, but he was like 19, 20, right? So anyways, I lived with him for a bit, but with him having a family of his own and things, the last thing he needed was to support a brother and a sister, right? So me and my other brother basically moved out. Moved in with some relatives for a while, and then by about yeah, 15, 16, I was on my own, and I went back to Ontario. I was living in Newfoundland at the time, and I moved back to Ontario and stayed in school for a couple of weeks. Had a part-time job, but my rent was too high, so I quit school and just started working full time, and got a better place, a little cheaper place down the road. Just did what any adult would do, I guess. Really, I just did it a little quicker.
It's interesting. Like most 15-year-olds couldn't handle that.
No, no, yeah, I agree. It's a different generation, really. I don't know how these kids friggin' manage to not drink the bleach, you know. But I have a 22-year-old who's very much like me, but doesn't have the same, like not at all, wasn't raised the same, right? So I think it kind of depends, because you can still raise them without all the trauma and shit, and they'd still grow up to be normal kids. Because mine's 22, he's got a job, he works at the docks. I'm always making fun of him and singing Bon Jovi and shit to him, right? DJ used to work at the docks, because so I think it depends on the 22-year-old or the 20-year-olds, right? Like he does all right, but I also know ones that are a total fucking mess at 20 something, 30 something, 30 something. I know 30-year-olds and 40-year-olds that still live with mom.
Yeah, but sometimes they're broke. Like it's hard to save up money in a house, especially in a desirable area.
It
Like
is.
like if you're thinking about living in a nice area, like let's say you want to live in Hawaii or Australia, like you have to be rich. You just can't be a regular person and buy a house in Hawaii, man. Like
Right.
you just can't. It's almost impossible. It's not
Yeah.
completely impossible, but it almost is. Like
Yeah.
that's
It
why
is. It's so much harder than even like our parents had it. I mean, shit, my dad couldn't hold a job and was drunk all the fucking time, and he managed to buy a house, but I can't get a fucking mortgage to save my life, you know? So, I mean, it really is just a different fucking world that way. And yeah, it really, I mean, even where I live, I remember one time when I first moved here to Alberta, and I hadn't been here since I was a kid, and I'm in kind of oil country, and it was kind of booming then too. There was still oil, or whatever. There's still oil now, but they don't let us do it, so whatever. Anyways, it was like super expensive, and I couldn't figure out. I was like, holy fuck, for a little tiny 1 bedroom, it was like 1,200 plus. And I was like, okay, this is so weird, man. How come in like bigger cities I can find a cheaper place in Toronto? What the hell? And I remember Googling it one time and seeing that like the same price of what my shitty fucking moldy apartment was in Alberta, I could get like a little pool house in fucking Beverly Hills for the same fucking price. So, sometimes I don't know. This province is kind of bass backwards that way. I don't know. It's very strange. Like there's really nothing here but the oil, and like I said, they've closed most of that industry to everybody. So there, I don't know. The prices are still just as high though. I mean, in my little hamlet, which is just a hamlet, I'd say maybe there's like 500 people here at best. um Houses are still going for like $500,000, and there's nothing here, like nothing. We have a general store and a liquor store and an abandoned hotel. That's it.
wow, that sounds desolate. Anyway, um, oh, you said you're friends with David Cole. Like, what's your politics? Are you libertarian, right leaning, or
Fuck, I think I'm like none of the above. I don't know what I am. I tend to have some conservative views, but I have some leftist. So you know what? I'm Canadian, so I'm like an anti-monarchist, if that makes any sense, an anti-royalist. I fucking want the crown out of Canada. I'll settle for just Newfoundland if possible and just go back. But um, a crown-free Newfoundland would be great. So I don't know, or Canada, I mean, would be great. I don't know what that makes me really. And as I don't know, politics, I kind of stay away from. I don't think there's a perfect system or a perfect view. I think you kind of need to amalgamate a bunch of them together to really get, I don't know, is a utopia too much to ask for? I have no fucking idea, but I think the only way we can achieve any of that is, we can't be rigid. We have to kind of be able to ebb and flow with whatever's going on and whatever people's needs are. There's a little bit of socialist in me too there. So I don't know. I would say just a combination of a little bit of everything.
I mean, yeah, like I guess I could see, the monarchy isn't really doing anything for Canada. Heck, they're not even doing anything for England to like.
Just cost us fucking money, dude. That's all they're good for. Just to fucking cost us money.
I mean, yeah, because it's like I understand if it was like the 1700s and the king still had power.
Right?
The king is
Yeah.
a figurehead. He doesn't have any power. Like
Yeah, it's
Parliament
like
was all-
obsolete, man. I mean, the peasants can read now. We don't really need them,
I mean, yeah, it's just a waste of time in modern day times. Like in 2023, nobody needs the king.
Right? Yeah, no, I'm with you, bud. It's total bullshit. Half of them are fucking pedophiles anyway. So what are we doing here?
Or they're inbred. Like, like if you read a history book, you'll find out that most of these royal houses in Europe,
Yeah.
like they fuck each other. So they're
And
basically
inbred, exactly. That's exactly what they are. And Prince Andrew is not the only one that's been busted with something. Remember, the King Charles was actually real close friends with Jimmy Savile, and Jimmy Savile was a prolific fucking pedophile. Anyone who doesn't know him or whatever, go ahead, Google him. I mean, he's got, I think, like 500 victims or something. Like he was bad, and they were good buddies, man, real good buddies. So I highly doubt that Andrew is the only one in that family to fuck around with someone they shouldn't.
I mean, yeah, like, and what makes the royals so different from regular people? It's like King Charles probably gets up, takes a dump, and he probably gets diarrhea from eating Taco Bell just like everybody else.
You know what? I fucking just watched something, actually. It was pretty funny. I mean, I don't know how true it is. I'm pretty sure it is true. But that man, he don't even put his own socks on. And he needs, like, the butlers put an inch of toothpaste on his toothbrush for him in the morning. Like, he really literally is quite fucking useless. I mean, he can't dress himself. He can't brush his own fucking teeth, Yeah, I heard another story. He freaked out about cling wrap, because he didn't know what it was and it was over his food or something and he lost his shit. He's a fucking weird guy, dude, and kind of useless. Not kind of useless. He's fucking useless. Let's just put it that way. Useless. As useless as a fucking tit on your elbow,
Yeah, he's like a baby almost, like a toddler.
Yeah. We want him telling anybody what to do. Let's not forget, he also wanted to be a tampon, He wanted to be a tampon, and he was all for coffee enemas cure cancer. So we're not exactly dealing with the brightest bunch either,
I mean, that's the problem I have. That's one of the criticisms I have with monarchy and aristocracy and rich families is that, okay, the first generation might do well, but the second and third and fourth, it kind of degenerates over time.
Right?
A bunch of fucking
that's the fucking inbreeding, man. The inbreeding just rots your fucking brain out, You gotta stop that shit. But, someone tell them that.
Yeah, and it's not like he's ever struggled for anything. The guy he's literally a blue blood. Like, he has noble blood.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So I fucking can't stand them. I would like them to fuck out of Canada, was the only one that fucking I got so drunk and dancey and stuff at the watching the Queen's funeral and shit. And especially Philip just went, and then her. I was like, fucking rights. They're dropping like flies. Yes, I fucking celebrated, man. I celebrated. Good riddance.
I mean, yeah. Like, you guys have Tim Hortons in Canada. Like, I'm not sure what the fast food situation is.
Arby's, right?
Oh, we got, yeah. Well, yeah, we got, what's really good, actually? Tim Hortons, I can't fucking stand. It's awful coffee and it gives me diarrhea. So I don't touch this shit. It's just terrible.
So I guess Tim Hortons is kind of like the Taco Bell of Canada.
Oh yeah, absolutely, dude. I mean, I can't even. It's less than 5 minutes, and I need a fucking bathroom. So I don't know what the fuck they do to that coffee, but I can't drink it. And yeah, Arby's is gross. I'm a cook for a living.
Harveys. There's RBs and Harveys.
Harvey's, yeah. Harvey's, I was gonna say, is really good. They're hard to find here in Alberta. I haven't found one in like years. I haven't been to a Harvey's, but Harvey's is actually pretty damn good. I liked them. They have good burgers, man. Harvey's ain't bad, but the other two, Arby's and Timmy's, that's just terrible. If you want to fucking give yourself the shits for 3 days straight, go ahead, enjoy. But no, thank you.
There's a joke a comedian made. Like, I forgot what his name was, but he's on YouTube. He made a joke about how unhealthy Burger King's food is. He's like, man, Burger King is trying to give people dysentery.
Yeah, right? Yeah. I have this little theory of mine or whatever, because I'm a big, I love military shit. And anyway, I have this theory that like it was dysentery that lost quite a few wars. World War II started to go downhill when Hitler got dysentery. Fucking Napoleon and Waterloo, dysentery. That was dysentery too. So like all the great conquerors all got taken out from fucking dysentery and diarrhea, really. And which really has to say, when they say an army marches on its stomach, they're not fucking lying.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I learned some of that from watching Horrible Histories. Like,
yeah.
Oh, you're aware of that show? I don't know if they show it in Canada.
No, I don't think I've watched that, but I absolutely love fucking history. And that's how I got into like David Cole, or like got introduced to David Cole. I started reading David Irving's books on World War II and stuff, because I know it's not politically correct and blah blah blah, but I fucking love Erwin Rommel. I do. I just love that man. He was a great field marshal, just and an incredible fucking strategic guy. Like I just love him. So I started with that because I was a famous book he wrote was The Trail of the Fox and shit. And like I said, it got me into Rommel, and then I just kept reading more and more of his books, and then found David Cole when it came to, actually, I think it was something with Irving or something. And I think it was David Cole came to somewhere along the lines, both of their paths crossed, and there was Ernst and Dell and all those guys. And I ended up just flocking to the whole clan of them, and in not because I have a fucking view one way or the other. I really don't. I wasn't fucking there, so I have no idea what the numbers are. How the fuck would I know? But just to get like a little bit more detailed history than what the History Channel offered, right? And that's how that all fucking started. And then I saw David Cole, and then once he was outed again, we found each other online, and it's been a love story ever since. Really, we have a platonic love story. I love the shit out of him. I have a care package. I'm staring at it right now. Actually, I have a care package for Dave that I've been eventually gonna fucking send eventually, but I am the laziest fucking person when it comes to that shit. So there's like all these Canadian goods that I have for like Dave. I've got some, and I knit some shit. I thought maybe if I learned how to knit, I would smoke a lot less, but it didn't work. I still smoke like crazy. And in fact, the knitting just pisses me the fuck off. But anyways, I got some knitted slippers and shit for him, you know, and some toques and whatever else is in there. I think I got some ketchup chips and some maple syrup, of course, classic, you know, Canada shit, as you would, you know.
What about some poutine? Like this classic.
You know, if I could fucking send him a poutine, I fucking would, you know, but like one of mine, you know. I'm a cook for a living too. I'm a cook at a casino, at a native casino, and love my job. I love to cook. I'm very good at it. You know, it's the one thing I'm actually fairly fucking good at. My brothers inherited all the talent. One's an artist and one is like the most amazing builder on the fucking planet. So I felt like I got shafted in the talent department, right? And that was it. That was the one I got. I got how to cook, you know, and it's all right. It's a great fucking talent, and my job's great. I work with fucking hilarious people, as most cooks are. Very fucking crass, and we're very saucy, and we're very temperamental, and all that shit. Absolutely. I don't think a ticket is ever rung in, and I'm just not like fuck off. And but I do it, and I love it, you know. But I still curse.
Unfortunately, America has disco fries, which is basically American fries with gravy and cheese. But it's nothing like the Canadian variant. Unfortunately.
Like, what is it? Just shredded cheese? Like,
it's cheese whiz and gravy on top of American fries.
Yeah,
and
in Memphis,
disco fries.
Yeah, in Memphis they got like a barbecue spaghetti.
Yeah, barbecue spaghetti.
Oh my God. What do you people eat? I thought I ate fucking gross shit, but Jesus Christ, no, that's not
even
right.
to get more crazy.
We eat all types of weird stuff in America. Like we also take deep fried bacon and put it around Oreos and eat it.
That's weird, but at the same time, at least that's something I can understand. See, here's the thing. I'm a fucking major cheese lover, you know, like I'm a fucking connoisseur. You know, I take that shit seriously, and I'm always giving my husband shit for this. I'm like, this plastic cheese shit, because he loves the cheese slices and the fucking cheese whiz, and like, I'm just disgusted. I'm like, all right, if I had nothing and I was like, you know, withdrawing from fucking cheddar or something, maybe, but I'm not eating that shit, you know. And yeah, I see, that's the most disgusting fucking thing. Like, at the very least, I can understand if you guys shred real cheese on there. That would make sense, you know. Fuck me, that's disgusting. And that's saying something. I eat really disgusting shit. I eat hearts and livers and kidneys and, you know, no problem. Tongues. I eat tongues.
Would you ever eat flamingo meat? I know some people eat flamingos.
No, I have not. You know what? I did work for a guy, this German Swiss guy, Werner, right? And before I got there, though, I was one of his farm hands, right? And I helped him along. But at this point, he didn't have any livestock. But before, he was a dairy farmer. And then after, he was an ostrich farmer, and he had ostrich. But this was, like I said, before my time as one of his farm hands. And I wouldn't want anything to do with those big ass fucking birds. But the eggs, I remember, because I would see them in the barn, and he still had the incubators for the eggs, and like the size of these fucking, like, I guess, I don't know, baskets that they'd hold into or whatever. I mean, because the eggs weren't there, he no longer had ostriches, but they were like huge. They were the size of, like, I don't know, a fucking small teapot or something. Like, they're massive. I was like, what the fuck is that, Werner? And he's like, oh, that's for the ostriches. That's where I would incubate the eggs. And I'm like, the fuck kind of size of fucking egg is that, dude? That's not natural, you know? Shit. I'm glad I missed that part, because I don't really like birds. I actually have a fucking vendetta against birds. They started a war with me, and I've been finishing the war ever since. And I won't go into detail on that. I don't want to piss off any of your people or whatever, because yeah, they probably won't like those stories much. But yeah, let's just say I'm winning the war. We'll just say, but they
Yeah, it's too
started
bad.
it and I finished it. Like,
It's too bad you're not
fuck
fighting
them.
against emus because they're a formidable foe, like the Australians found out.
Yeah. Yeah, that would terrify me. That would fucking terrify me, dude. They just all of a sudden, it was like in my 20s, they just birds would attack me for no fucking reason. I don't know why. I have no fucking idea to this day why, but they would just swoop at me and fucking attack, and not just like one bird, but like a bunch. I don't know what their fucking problem is.
So you don't like baby birds? What about penguins?
No, I don't really think I don't like any of them really. I like chicken and ducks and shit, but only when they're in my fucking oven,
Wow.
I fucking love them when they're in my oven. They're delicious,
Yeah,
So
penguins.
yeah.
They taste good, but
And you know what? Fine. I am gonna fucking upset your audience. They have made me such a good fucking shot, dude. Such a good shot, because to peg off a fucking bird, yeah, they're a little quicker than the average human and shit. I am not too worried about anything else large that I would ever have to shoot. I am a markswoman, I guess. And thank you, birds, because it was birds that kind of taught me how to shoot like that. No problem. Sorry, audience, or sorry, people that like birds, but you know what? Like I said, they fucking started it.
We are at the end of the podcast. Ashleigh, is there any links or doing any future projects which you're going to do or up and coming, or just on Dave Cole's chat?
I don't do any of this stuff. This is like even my first time doing this, and it took me forever to fucking figure out how to do it. So I have nothing going on, dude. Not a fucking thing. This was so much fun though. I'd like love to come back.
Well, we just only scratched the surface about Canadian culture for sure. I mean, there's a lot of variance in ways. I can say that.
Yeah. Or I mean, yeah, I'm up for anything, dude. Anything at all. This was a blast. I grabbed some wine, started smoking a doob. I'm good to go. This has been fun, while I stare at my deer carcass hide thing on the floor. Anyway, yeah. So, but no, I don't have fuck all going on. I might eventually, because upon friends' request, due to my filthy mouth and my knitting fucking hobby, they want me to start knitting videos where I just cuss like a sailor at shitty knitting projects that I never fucking finish. But again, I haven't even started that yet, because I haven't even figured out how the fuck am I supposed to knit and hold my phone all at the same fucking time. I got pissed off just trying to figure it out, let alone do it. So yeah, I'm a volatile human. What can I say?
This podcast is brought to you by youtube.com/pilleater and pilleater.substack.com.